A show can survive plot twists, cast changes, and even fading ratings. But what happens when it faces the kind of loss that no writer could ever script? Hudson and Rex is stepping into season 8 carrying scars that go beyond the screen. Scars born from tragedy, survival, and the fight to move forward when everything feels broken. At the center of this storm is John Reardon, the man behind Detective Charlie Hudson, who not only endured the death of his four-legged partner Diesel, but also waged his own brutal war with cancer. Now, as season 8 approaches, one question hangs over the show like a shadow. Can Hudson and Rex still capture the bond that made it unforgettable, or has the heart of the series been changed forever? For years, Hudson and Rex stood apart from other police dramas. It wasn't just about catching criminals or solving puzzles. It was about the silent language between a detective and his dog, a bond that spoke louder than words. Fans didn't tune in only for the clever mysteries. They tuned in because every glance between Charlie Hudson and Rex felt real, because the loyalty wasn't scripted, it was lived. That authenticity came from Diesel, the German shepherd who wasn't simply playing Rex, he was Rex. Every tilt of his head, every leap into danger, every quiet moment of trust reflected a genuine connection with John Reardon. That connection became the heartbeat of the show, but when Diesel passed away during season 7, the heartbeat faltered. The news, kept secret while filming continued, hit fans like a tidal wave once it finally broke. Diesel was only 8 years old, still in his prime, when tragedy struck. A burst spleen, emergency surgery, endless care, yet nothing could stop the inevitable. The cast and crew were devastated, but the cameras kept rolling. Behind the scenes, Diesel's nephews Dylan and Dante were being prepared to step into his role. Fans who sensed a shift in Rex's energy during the final episodes weren't wrong. Something had changed forever. What we were watching wasn't just a storyline. It was a goodbye wrapped in silence. For John Reardon, the grief was personal, raw, and almost unbearable. Diesel wasn't only a co-star. He was his partner, his confidant, his anchor on long filming days. Their bond went beyond the set. John once admitted that Diesel could read him without words, responding to his emotions instinctively, as if they shared a language that didn't need dialogue. To lose that bond while still being forced to deliver a performance was a weight no actor should carry. And yet he did. The quiet strength we saw in Charlie Hudson during those final episodes wasn't just acting, it was John holding himself together as his friend slipped away. But Diesel's death wasn't the only shadow hanging over Hudson and Rex. At the same time, John himself was facing a private battle that he kept hidden from the public. Fans thought he was stepping back for rest, but in truth, he was enduring hospitals, treatments, and the kind of fear that cuts deeper than any fictional crime story. John was fighting tonsil cancer, a battle that nearly cost him not just his role, but his life. The timing was cruel. As he lost Diesel, he also confronted the possibility of losing everything else. His career, his future, his chance to return. This double blow, the death of his partner and the fight for his own survival, has left its mark on Hudson and Rex forever. Season 8 isn't arriving as just another continuation. It's arriving as a test of endurance, both for the characters we love and for the people who bring them to life. Fans now look at the trailer with different eyes. Every shot of Charlie Hudson feels heavier, every look at Rex more layered. Because we know the truth. The man we're watching isn't just an actor playing a detective. He's a survivor returning from the edge, carrying scars that no makeup artist can hide. And this is where the suspense begins. Can Dylan, Diesel's nephew, forge a new bond with John strong enough to convince us that Rex still lives on? Can fans accept a new era while still mourning the old one? Or will season 8 feel like a shadow of the series that once thrived on authenticity? These questions hang heavy, unanswered, and they give the show a kind of tension no fictional storyline could ever create. Season 8 isn't just about solving crimes, it's about proving that survival, loyalty, and resilience can still hold the spotlight even after unthinkable loss. While fans were mourning Diesel, another storm was quietly raging, hidden from the public eye. John Reardon, the man who had brought Detective Charlie Hudson to life with such conviction, was facing a battle that no script could prepare him for. Behind the smile we were used to seeing, behind the calm determination of Hudson, John was fighting for his own survival. Tonsil cancer had crept into his life like a thief in the night, threatening not only his career but his very existence. At first, he kept it private. To the outside world, it looked like John was simply taking time away from the spotlight. But in reality, his days were consumed with hospital visits, exhausting treatments, and the endless uncertainty of whether he would ever be able to return. The timing was merciless. Diesel's death had already fractured the foundation of Hudson and Rex, and now its lead actor was enduring his own personal crisis. For a time, the future of the series looked uncertain. Could Hudson exist without Rex? And if John couldn't return, could it exist at all? Fans had no idea how close they came to losing not just one half of the show's bond, but both. The partnership that had defined the series was hanging by a thread in real life. Every day, John faced the possibility that his career and his life might end before he ever stepped on set again. On Christmas Eve, John finally revealed his truth. He shared 2 photos side by side. In one, he looked strong, healthy, and full of life. In the other, his body bore the visible toll of his illness: pale skin, weary eyes, the quiet marks of a brutal fight. Alongside the photos, he opened up about his journey, the fear, the pain, and the resilience it demanded. He admitted that surviving wasn't just about medicine, it was about the love and support he received from those closest to him. That confession shook fans to the core, because suddenly, Hudson and Rex wasn't just a show anymore. It became a mirror of John's own reality, a reminder that even heroes can be brought to their knees. The fact that he beat cancer and returned to the series is nothing short of extraordinary. But victory came with scars, both visible and invisible. John stepped back into Hudson's shoes carrying the weight of his own survival. This changes everything about how Season 8 will feel. His performance is no longer just acting, it's lived experience. Every look in his eyes carries the memory of nights spent wondering if he'd ever see another season. Every line of dialogue is sharpened by the knowledge that this is a man who fought for his life and won. That raw intensity cannot be faked. It's authenticity forged in suffering, and it will shape Charlie Hudson in ways no writer could ever have planned. And here lies the suspense that fans cannot ignore. Hudson and Rex is now a story within a story. On the surface, we'll see a detective and his dog solving new cases. But beneath that surface, every frame will carry the weight of real-life battles. The loss of Diesel, the survival of John, and the fragile attempt to build something new with Dylan as the new Rex. This season isn't about returning to normal, because normal no longer exists. Instead, it's about redefining what the show can be when its very soul has been tested. And that question, whether Hudson and Rex can rise from the ashes stronger, or whether it will crumble under the weight of grief, keeps us hanging on every whisper of Season 8. While fans grieved Diesel's loss, another silent battle was unfolding, one that John Reardon carried largely in private. In the middle of filming, while scripts demanded strength, wit, and steady resolve from Detective Hudson, the man himself was fighting something far more relentless: cancer. The news shocked those close to him because John had always been a symbol of quiet resilience, someone who poured his energy into the show without ever hinting at personal struggles. Yet behind the cameras, between takes, and in the solitude of hospital rooms, he was enduring treatments that drained his body even as he tried to keep his character unshaken, this dual existence, playing a detective devoted to saving, others while privately struggling to save himself, added a weight to every scene. When fans now rewatch Season 7 with the knowledge of his battle, moments of fatigue in John's eyes, the pauses in his voice, and even the stillness in his body take on new meaning. What once seemed like a character choice was, in reality, an echo of his own fight for survival. His courage to continue working, to stand before the cameras with determination when his body urged him to rest, gave the show a raw layer of authenticity that no script could have created. The crew, castmates, and even new canine performers rallied around him, guarding his privacy while supporting him in silence. It was not just about finishing a season, but about holding together the spirit of a man who had given the series its soul. That unspoken bond off-screen mirrored the loyalty fans saw on screen, creating a deeper truth. Hudson and Rex wasn't just a show about partnership. It became a story of endurance, loss, and human strength. As Season 8 arrives, John's survival is not only a triumph for him, but a reminder that even when life tears at the fabric of something beloved, it can be stitched back together, changed, scarred but still beating with heart. Now, Season 8 carries a weight unlike any other. It isn't just another chapter in the police procedural fans have loved for years. It is a story of resilience, of rebirth, and of a bond that continues despite the shadows of loss. John Reardon's return is more than a casting decision. It is a victory, both personal and collective. Each scene he steps into is a declaration that battles can be fought and won, even when the odds are cruel. His presence on screen no longer feels only like Detective Hudson solving mysteries. It feels like John himself reclaiming his place after staring into the abyss and choosing to rise again. The show, forever marked by the absence of Diesel, has been reshaped by grief, but it has also been renewed by John's survival. Fans are not just watching for the cases, the drama, or the chase. They are watching for him. Every line, every glance, every small moment will be seen through the lens of someone who fought for his life and returned to share that strength with millions. Season 8 is not just about crime stories in St. John's. It is about the power of perseverance, the beauty of survival, and the resilience of the human spirit. For longtime viewers, this season promises to be the most emotional yet. There will be laughter, there will be tears, and above all, there will be gratitude. That even in a world where loss can strike without warning, there are also comebacks that remind us why we hold on. Hudson and Rex may have begun as a story about a detective and his loyal partner, but Season 8 is something more profound, a tribute to love, to courage, and to the unshakable hope that carries us through the darkest nights into the light of a new day. Season 8 of Hudson and Rex is unlike anything that has come before it. It is not just about catching criminals or showcasing the remarkable instincts of man's best friend. This season carries within it a legacy shaped by loss, strengthened by resilience, and fueled by the unwavering love of its global audience. Diesel's absence will always be felt, but his spirit lives on, embedded in every memory, every rerun, every heart that still aches when they see his soulful eyes on screen. Dylan, stepping into his place, does not erase Diesel's memory. Instead, he honors it by ensuring the bond between Hudson and Rex never dies. It is a passing of the torch that transforms pain into continuity, reminding us that love, even when bruised by grief, can still endure. And then there is John Reardon. His return is more than just a comeback. It is a symbol. To see him embody Detective Charlie Hudson again is to witness triumph after despair. Fans who prayed, hoped, and waited now see those prayers answered in the most powerful way. His presence brings reassurance, not only to the characters within the show, but also to the millions who look up to him as proof that battles with cancer can be won. His journey turns Hudson's story into a mirror of his own, a man tested by fate but refusing to surrender. That duality, the line between actor and role, makes Season 8 a living testimony to human strength. As viewers, we find ourselves drawn deeper, not just into the cases that unfold each week, but into the larger emotional arc of survival, renewal, and connection. Every episode of Season 8 holds the weight of real life, blending drama with reality in a way that feels raw and unforgettable. This is why Season 8 will be remembered as the most powerful season of Hudson and Rex. It carries within it not just the heartbeat of a beloved show, but the heartbeat of real people, real struggles, and real triumphs. So, as the curtain rises on this chapter, one thing is clear. Hudson and Rex is no longer just a series. It is a journey of grief transformed into hope, of endings reshaped into beginnings, and of a man and a dog whose story continues to inspire the world. Season 8 is more than television. It is legacy. It is courage. It is life itself, written in every frame. What makes Hudson and Rex Season 8 so different is that it no longer belongs only to the writers, the cast, or even the network. It belongs to the audience who carried it through storms of doubt, grief, and anticipation. Every frame of this season feels heavier, more meaningful, because it carries the combined emotions of years of loyalty and love. Fans who once feared the end of their beloved series now find themselves watching something far more profound, a rebirth stitched together by courage and by faith. The grief of losing Diesel still lingers, but it is softened by the resilience of John Reardon's return, creating a bittersweet yet powerful rhythm that drives the story forward. The bond between Hudson and Rex, though now embodied by Dylan, remains the unshakable core. For many, this transition mirrors life itself, how we lose, how we adapt, and how we keep going. Dylan's presence is not about replacing Diesel, but about proving that love and loyalty can survive change. The chemistry between man and dog remains unbroken, reminding audiences that while faces may change, the spirit of devotion never fades. It is this continuity that anchors the show, keeping alive the promise that Hudson and Rex is not just a police procedural, but a celebration of trust, loyalty, and companionship. And then there is John Reardon. His survival, his return, and his determination to keep going add a layer of reality that television rarely captures so authentically. To see him once again breathe life into Charlie Hudson is to watch a man who refused to surrender to fate. That quiet strength radiates through every scene, transforming the detective's journey into a reflection of his own. For fans, Season 8 does not merely entertain, it inspires. It whispers the truth that even in our darkest hours, there is a way forward, and even when we think all is lost, there can still be a return. Season 8 is not just another chapter. It is a crescendo, the moment where all the pain, hope, and endurance of the past collide into something unforgettable. It is the season that redefines what Hudson and Rex means, not just a story about solving crimes, but a story about surviving life's greatest battles. This is why this season is destined to leave a mark, one that will linger long after the final credits roll. And now, as we step back and look at everything that Hudson and Rex Season 8 has come to represent, we realize this isn't just another season of television, it is a living testament to resilience, loyalty, and the unshakable connection between people and the stories they love. Diesel's memory lingers like a shadow and a light at the same time, a reminder of what was lost and what can never truly be taken away. Dylan, carrying that mantle forward, ensures that the partnership between man and dog remains eternal, reshaping the future without erasing the past. In his eyes, audiences will continue to see echoes of Diesel, and in his every action, they will find proof that love does not die. It evolves. But at the heart of it all stands John Reardon. His battle off screen, his return on screen, and his quiet strength unite the narrative in a way no script could ever plan. He is not only Detective Hudson solving crimes in St. John's, he is a survivor, a fighter, and a living reminder that even in the bleakest chapters of life, the story is not over. For fans, his return is a victory they share, a triumph they celebrate, and a hope they carry into their own struggles. Watching him embody Hudson again is like witnessing a man step out of the shadows of despair and into the light of resilience. Season 8, then, is not merely entertainment, it is inspiration. Every case, every moment of companionship, every glance between Hudson and Rex carries deeper meaning, reminding audiences that stories can heal, actors can inspire, and television can transcend the screen. This is why fans across the world will not just watch this season, they will feel it, they will live it, and they will remember it. So, as the credits roll and the season unfolds, one truth becomes undeniable. Hudson and Rex has grown into something larger than itself. It is no longer only a police procedural. It is a symbol of survival, a tribute to loyalty, and a beacon of hope. Diesel's spirit endures. Dylan carries the torch, and John Reardon proves that courage can bring you back from the edge. This is more than a return. This is a rebirth. This is Hudson and Rex, Season 8, the season that will never be forgotten.